"Mama, what are those creatures walking on their hind legs? And why are you so afraid of them? They don't look very dangerous to me." "They're called humans, dear. We must avoid them because it's not possible to know what's in their heart. Some of them leave us be. Others stalk and kill us with strange, booming fire sticks. There's no means of telling what their motives are. It's safest to run whenever we see their kind. We can't know their personal intentions, so you must flee into the woods for safety." The mother and fawn scampered off into the thicket, but the young one never forgot her mother's words of caution about man. A few years later, she was grown up and on her own. The greenest, most delicious grass was past the safety of the forest canopy, and beside the hard, flat soil. Danger be damned, it was too tempting to resist. Slowly, the young doe crept closer to the busy roadway. Some cars honked a terse warning, but she had no idea what it meant. It just made her want to scatter. The question was, which way? She could almost taste the lush, overgrown tendrils growing in the ditch. Occasionally another car would whiz by, but her hunger was greater than any apprehension or fear. She crept over and seized a mouthful of the tall green strands. As vehicles approached, she would back away slowly or remain perfectly still. It was a camouflage technique. Her courage grew. The satisfying taste of lush vegetation held her there to the edge of the busy freeway. The passing vehicles ignored her. Eventually she grew desensitized to the increased danger level. Large clumps of green grass were also prominent across the hard path. It was even further from the safety of the woods behind her, but there were also woods on that side too. She was curious about the other side. It looked interesting. The grass over there was luring her further out into the open. On a fateful whim, she leapt across the great divide. In a singular moment, she felt a piercing sting. The wind was knocked out of her. She had no awareness of making contact with one of the human's strange driving machines. The powerful impact knocked her unconscious. The next thing she knew, she awoke in a very strange place. The sun didn't shine. It was almost like a closed-off cave. She was strapped down, and there were humans all around her. She immediately remembered her mama's dire warning about them, and tried to get away, but it was impossible. She was trapped. Her heart began to beat violently. She struggled against the strange vines that held her prisoner, but it was pointless. One of the humans came toward her carrying a sharp thorn. Despite being jabbed with it, the young doe didn't sense any malice. Then the human gently stroked her fur. It was soothing and calmed her. Almost immediately, she wasn't as worried about the vague danger of humans. Instead, she felt very sleepy. Her fading fears were replaced with a strong need to just close her eyes. Darkness overtook the young doe. When she awoke, she was lying in a soft pile of leaves near her home in the woods. It seemed like the whole thing had been a crazy dream. Her leg ached though, and she was a little groggy, but it couldn't have possibly happened. It was definitely a dream. It was impossible to know what is in a man's heart. Mama had said so. She staggered through the dense pine thicket until she found a pool of water to drink. Instinctually, she licked her sutured wound. She was hungry. It was time to look for more grass to eat.